If I'm gonna be so fucking honest, I felt like I was being used to like soothe people's insecurities and wounds. Right. I fear I have created a Velcro baby and I can't even complain about it now, can I? Because I did this. I did this, guys. And I know I did this because with my first, while she was Velcro, I also put things into place because at the time I just did not have the capacity to have to be okay during motherhood with my first, that you know she was Velcro for my mother-in-law, not for me. I mean, she was, but anyway, my point is I know that I've created this, so we won't be complaining, but I definitely will be right, yes, okay, I will be sharing the journey. Welcome to my vlog. Oh my god, it's been so long. It's been so long, guys. I know. I've abandoned my YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're back here, well, I've got 2 kids now. So I gave birth 6 weeks ago. And I'm running a business. Slay. I am a nervous system focused psychic development teacher. Right? So I teach psychic development. I help people tap into their intuition and trust themselves again, but I do it from a nervous system lens. So I'm also a qualified somatic integration practitioner, and I'm also a qualified somatic breathwork facilitator. So I coach women to trust their intuition again, but I also run them through really deep healing modalities to help them actually like feel their fucking emotions and not bypass the very thing that's going to help them tap into their intuition, which is their emotions, right? And I've been doing this all, what the fuck, this is literally a nappy bag. I've been doing all of this while pregnant with this one, having a toddler at home, and now with a newborn who is hungry and wants my boob. So, fucking hell, mate. Alright. Hey, guys. Yeah, so I'm running a business. You guys might remember I have been a tarot reader and energy healer for 7.5 years at this point. I also used to run a spiritual crystal store with my husband called Luna Related. Fuck, man, what a throwback. That's so funny. And last year when I fell pregnant with Serena, I decided that I was going to burn half of my business down and go a different route. So I've always known that I wanted to help people tap into their intuition and trust themselves. And you know, I was a tarot reader for such a long time, and you know, I got quite successful, but the thing that I kept coming to was, bro, half of you can do this yourself, and not from a business lens, but like genuinely, you're coming to me to ask me questions that you already fucking know the answers to. And it just made me feel, there's a few things actually, if I'm gonna be so fucking honest, I felt like I was being used to like soothe people's insecurities and wounds. And you know, I can take accountability for my part in that dynamic where I may have, you know, worded things certain ways and attracted those types of clients. But at the same time, it just, like, I'm an empath and I know just how fucking important it is for boundaries when it comes to being an empath. And that was something I struggled with for so long. So I decided eventually to burn the readings out of my business, and I took a massive income hit to do that, but I trusted that there was something bigger for me out there. And I, you know, found breath work accidentally, and I decided to get qualified. And that was when I was like, I don't know, 7-8 months pregnant. Like, I'm fucking such a soldier, like straight the fuck out. I am a soldier. I did not give a fuck. I went for it, and it didn't make any logical sense, you know, but it's been incredible. And I just know that in my journey of healing and becoming, you know, even more convicted in my own intuition, that there are people out there who need who need this work, you know, who need to, or who really are fucking like struggling in survival mode and don't know how to get themselves out. Like that's essentially what was happening with me in my first pregnancy with Siren. I was a mess. I was so dysregulated. I just bro, like guys, you don't even want to know, like I was fucking aggro and I was depressed, and my husband and I were in the worst place. Like we were not okay together. We literally got married, you know, and on our honeymoon he drops the biggest fucking bomb on me, and I was like, what the fuck do I do with this information? We're supposed to be like, and I'm looking at a photo from our wedding. Like, don't get me wrong, I love this man. I love this man with my whole entire heart and soul, and he's a great human being. But fuck, our relationship when I first felt pregnant was the biggest test of time. Like, and you know, he's definitely pulled up from that. Like every time, it's like, it's funny, I noticed this, but every baby we have, the more like evolved he becomes, the more he steps up. So anyway, that, you know, all of those things, like I was so overwhelmed. I just was not myself. I knew that I was doing myself a disservice. I was addicted to abandoning myself to make everybody else comfortable. And I'm really starting to fall, not even starting, like that's fucking generous. Like I've been on this journey for more than long enough to now be confident to say I can actually stand up and teach this work to people, you know. And there's obviously gonna be the little part of me that's like, oh, there's always going to be someone better than you. There's always going to be things that you need to learn. And I am no fucking stranger to learning. I will always be on this path and this journey, but for way too fucking long. And I know so many people will relate to this. I was the one who was healing. And that stopped me from claiming my place in the psychic development space, because I didn't feel like I was worthy enough to guide people, which is a load of fucking shit. And, you know, 9 times out of 10, I can guarantee it's the same shit for you. Stop fucking falling into this narrative that you're not good enough, that there's no room for you, that X, Y, and Z said this about you, and that's why you've just fucking held yourself back. Like, I'm literally breastfeeding, 6 weeks postpartum. Like, you have a choice, okay? And let's just do this shit together, because seriously, how miserable is it living your life out of alignment, knowing that you're out of alignment and not being able to fucking move? Like I was stuck in freeze for so many years. Like it was fucked. It was fucked. I was riddled with anxiety and stress and all the things, you know, and you just have to look yourself in the mirror and say enough is enough. And that's what I did. Like I literally, 2024, I looked at myself in the mirror. I was just postpartum with Siren, and I was like, I fucking hate you, bro. I hate what you've become. And that's not because I'm a bitch to myself. That's because it was fucking true. We get so caught up in victimhood and constantly fucking self-abandoning. Like, do you know how many times I abandoned myself and what I needed and what I wanted to make somebody else happy? But on the other end of that, it was also because I couldn't handle the discomfort of holding the boundary of saying no. I didn't like the way that it made me feel. So I abandoned myself and my needs and my wants, and I fell for the, you know, what the person wanted that I didn't want. And fuck, guys, like 9 times out of 10, that shit will ruin your life. And it will sever your connection to your intuition, because you'll constantly look outside of yourself for answers, you know, to help soothe this discomfort that we have in our bodies. And that's been a huge part of my journey, is how strong or how grounded can I be in a world full of discomfort? And that's not to gaslight myself or bypass the feelings. No, I feel the feelings. I feel my feelings and I feel them whole. Like I don't just, oh, I'm going to feel it for 5 minutes and then move on. No, like I let them move through me. And that's been the biggest difference between now and then. So now I'm just chilling, trying to get this fucking business off the ground and expanding my capacity to be visible. Like straight out, guys, I had people that I loved, and I'm fucking, a part of me is like, oh, here we go, you're gonna fucking bring up this story again. But seriously, it's been a huge part of my journey. But I had people that I loved with my whole fucking heart and soul, because I don't give a fuck what the internet says about me. I don't care if a random human that saw me on fucking Facebook thinks that I'm this and that. Like, that doesn't hurt me at all. But the people that I love, that fucking affects me, right? And I loved these people so much, and every single one of them projected their fucking insecurities, their fear, their discomfort onto me when I was, you know, really successful in my business. And that threw me off so much that for 4 or 5 years, I constantly sabotaged. Like, I'm telling you, I would make money, and then the next day, 3 days, 4 days, I would spiral in this shame, in this guilt, in this overwhelm that would then cause me to make decisions subconsciously that would naturally create an income dip, that would then create the chaos and the emotion and the, oh my God, am I cut out for this? And I have been actively working on this part of me that is afraid to be visible every single day. And it's funny because now, like, something inside of me has changed, that now that I am becoming more visible, yes, I can like see that part of me want to come up, but that's the difference. I can see it now. Instead of it playing out without me realizing it, I'm much more aware. And I'm like, oh, I know this feeling. Okay, so I'll be honest, I'll tell you what used to play out for me. It's like, I would get visible. So let's say a post will go really well, or I might sell out a bunch of melt sessions or a breathwork group class, whatever. Like, I'd make some money or I'd get visible. And then what would happen a few days later is I'd get the urge to refine. And I would go on my website and rebrand, or I would rebrand my fucking bio 20,000 times. I don't know if you guys have paid attention enough to even notice it. But inside my head, I'm like, oh my God, we need to be clearer. We need to be more, articulate better. We need to be more professional. We need to change this. We need to change that. And, you can go back and have a look at all of my content in those spirals. It almost reminds me of like a bipolar episode. And this is not to like offend anyone that has bipolar, but it just gives that same vibe of the very, very high highs and then the very, very low lows. And that's what I was kind of dealing with for so long, because I was so scared to own my authority and my place in the psychic industry as a leader, when I've fucking done my dues, bro. Like, I've been in this industry leading for 7.5 years, and I've helped so many people with my gifts, and I know logically that this is what I'm meant to do, but because of all of the crap, right, in the past, I've subconsciously created a nervous system who was afraid of visibility, okay? And this is so common. So that's what I'm currently working through, and there would be that version, that part of me that's like, oh, we need to pivot, we need to change, we need to da-da-da, and then I could never sustain, because I'd lose momentum, because now I've just changed it, and my audience are feeling this push and pull energy. So I'm glad to say that I'm finally fucking moving through that properly. Like, and I can talk about it now because it's no longer like really fresh. I've done so much work on that, and it's like, okay, I notice when I want to not post for 4 days after a video goes viral, and then I have to test it. I have to do it anyway. So whenever that feeling comes up where I want to retreat or I want to hide, I do the exact opposite. Obviously from a regulated place. I don't just go head first in while I'm in the spiral. I build safety in my body. I calm myself down. I regulate myself, and then I make the move anyway. And it's cool because I'm starting to see a huge, like, there was a time, while I was going the back and forth and the spiraling, whatever, where I started to lose sight of my future. And it was just really fucking scary thinking about having children and me not healing my shit quick enough for them to actually be affected by it. And, you know, business ties into this because I want my kids to see their mum be ambitious and, you know, actually going out there and creating a fucking legacy and a life for herself. Like, I don't want my kids to think that it's normal. And this is no hate to anyone who normalizes this, but honestly, for me, it's not normal. I don't want my kids to grow up thinking, oh, it's normal to not actually achieve goals. It's normal to be a bum. It's normal to be on Centrelink and not fucking actually have any, you know, goals and things. And I want them to believe in themselves no matter what. You know, my parents, and not even just my parents, but a lot of people, and this is for like so many of us, right? We don't have support systems that see that we can actually achieve things, you know, like they'll be like, oh, but what about this? And, oh, you're not going to finish that. Like, I remember when I started my business 7-8 years ago, my best friend at the time was like, who the fuck's going to pay you $50 to do a reading? And I was like, you'll fucking see. And now people pay me $450 for a fucking reading. Like, what if I just let that get to me, you know? And don't get me wrong, I'm not perfect. So many things people have said, especially people that I love, has stuck with me and sabotaged so much. But I'm really now looking at how regulated can I stay, and, you know, like how, what's the word that I'm thinking? Like, am I just going to continue creating this tragic fucking story about a woman who had huge dreams and was here to change lives, but kept falling for the same patterns and the same tragedy? Like, I remember when I was giving birth to Siren, just postpartum early, I was like, bro, I will not let my business and my journey be a tragic fucking story. No way. I was grieving so much, and I was like, bro, I will not give up. And I'm literally a cockroach at this point. That was 2 years ago. And I've had so many times where I'm like, fuck this, like, fuck this, I give up, right? But I don't, and I never have, and I never will. I'm a cockroach at this point. Because I know that I'm meant to do this, and I have a lot of trauma, bro, like so many of us. Oh, yep, now they come to do the fucking lodge. Anyway, we have trauma, and I'm not going to bypass that. And I think it's important to feel that and honor it, but also go out there and fucking do what you came here to do. The world needs us, bro. The world fucking needs our magic. We didn't just come here to have these goals and these things that we want to achieve and not actually do them because we're too afraid or people don't believe in us. Nobody fucking believed in me. The only person on earth that actually believes in me and did from day one and never pivoted and never changed was my husband. Like, when I first met him, he's like, bro, I will bankroll you. Go and fucking build your dream life, and I will help you and I will support you. And that's exactly what he did. And then he watched me sabotage over and over and over and over again. And that's the journey, you know, that is my journey at least. So now I'm here to actually push fucking through these patterns and break these things for good, even though it's uncomfortable. And things come up, you know, things come up, especially when you have a lot of fucking trauma, babe. When you have a lot of trauma. But we're here, we're living it. And I really want to dedicate this form of content to being just honest. Yes, I'm an authority in the psychic space. Yes, I can mentor you to change your life, but I'm also a human, and I am not going to sit here and pretend that I am fucking all high and mighty and that I'm some big shot that likes to fucking act like I'm better than I am. And I have in the past, don't get me wrong. Like, there is a part of the fucking journey where you start to spiritually bypass shit and you think that you're above everyone because you know so much about your healing journey and you've reached a certain point and nobody else is on your level. I'm just really, really glad that I've passed that, because, bro, the only real way that you will connect to your own spirit and your intuition properly is if you feel your emotions. So I'm here to be honest about my journey, and yes, I am currently moving through some massive pieces of visibility wounds where it reminds me of being the odd one out because I wasn't fully Lebanese growing up. I'm Lebanese and Australian, and people would utilize that to bully me, or the whole fucking, what felt like the whole Lebanese community growing up literally disowned me for having, you know, being the girl who had a lot of boy attention. So, you know, that we all have that story, right? And building a business is self-development on crack, especially for trauma, you know, people with trauma and trauma backgrounds. So that's really like, there's a huge root for me here. It's not just I have a skill and I want to share it. It's I've been where you are and I want to help you because I've been able to get through a lot of these things and see what's on the other side. We say like the grass is not greener. Yes, it motherfucking is when you create that path, bro. When you choose to follow your heart, the grass is always greener. The grass is not greener where you don't water it, one, but two, where you're abandoning yourself. Like, what fucking grass when you're literally like sitting there with somebody else doing whatever the fuck they want to do. Like, your grass is over there, okay? And yeah, so don't even fucking listen to that shit. Anyway, literally just been yapping for half an hour. But yeah, honestly, I'm here to help people connect to their intuition because I know how fucking hard it is being disconnected from mine, and what that made my life feel and look like bro, I could not live with myself if my kids knew me as that version. You know, I want them to see me as fucking mature, solid, safe human being for them. And that's what I'm here to do all around, not just for my own family, but for anybody who is on the path as well and is looking for somebody who can hold space for them in a safe way, but also help them build the devotion and self-love and self-respect that they need and deserve to actually create the life they're desiring. And that's always going to come back down to nervous system regulation, my fucking thing, my forte. Ew. Anyway, if you guys love to listen to me yap, I have a podcast. It's called The camera decided to stop recording. I don't know why, but anyway, guys, love you and leave you, okay? Everything's down below. I'll speak to you in the next video. Bye.